Hi, grade 10 students. Our video today is going to talk about writing an equation of second degree in perfect square method or canonical form. We have two form. We're going to use method 1 and we're going to use method 2. And when you're going to write it in canonical form, you're going to solve f of x equal to 0, then factorizing. Method 1, if you have an equation of second degree of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, we can use this method where a is coefficient of x squared, b coefficient of x, and c is coefficient of x power 0. So we write a here in factor x plus b coefficient of x over 2a minus this expression, so we can write it that case. Okay, so this formula, we're going to use it as method 1. Second formula, we're going to solve step by step. Here I wrote some indication how to solve step by step that I'm going to discuss gradually when solving the problems. So practice problems, write in canonical form or perfect square method, solve f of x equal to 0, then factorize f of x. Let us start by the first example. In this example here, we have x squared plus 4x minus 5. Method 1, a is 1, b is 4, c is minus 5. We do b over 2a as we set up in the formula, because this is the formula. I wrote it here again. b over 2a is 4 over 2, which is 2. b squared minus 4ac, 16 minus 4, 1 times minus 5. We're going to get 36. To just replace, 30 and 36 here, we're going to replace it, we divide it by 4. So if we divide 36 by 4, we're going to get 9. So if you're going to use the property now, a is 1, x plus b over 2a is 2, all square minus 9. I know that this problem is simple. You can solve it using product and sum, but our aim is to solve it using these properties. So method 2, first step, we take x's together. We put coefficient of x squared in factor, but since we don't have coefficient of x squared, it's 1. In this step, we're going to omit. So what do we do? Once we put x squared in factor, we take coefficient of x, which is 4, like we did here, b over 2a. We divide 4 by 2. What's 4 by 2? 4 by 2 is 2. So we put this number here, x squared will be x, we square it, then always here you have minus, we square this number outside, 2 squared is 4. So I'm going to repeat, when we regroup x together, we take the coefficient of x, which is 4, we divide it by 2, it's 2, we replace it here in the square formula. So we're going to get, instead of having x squared plus 4x, we're going to have x plus 2 all squared. Then we put always minus. We square this number, which is 4, then we replace minus 5. So minus 4 minus 5 is minus 9. So this is another formula to apply it. Suppose we're going to solve the things we wrote up equal to 0. We take 9 to the other side because we have a square and 9. If you're going to get rid of the square, you put plus or minus radical 9. I have no solution. We take to the other side. You're going to have minus 2 plus 3, which is 1, and minus 2 minus 3, which is minus 5. And if you want to factorize, this is the formula of factorizing. A into, we take the first root here, 1 to that side, it will be x minus 1. We take minus 5 to the other side, it will be x plus 5. Let us take another example. Here a is a 3, b is minus 12, c is minus 3. If you do b over 2a minus 12 over 6, so minus 2, b squared minus 12 square 144 minus 4ac 3 times minus 5, you have this number. If you divide it by 4a, which is 12, you're going to get 17. So if you replace here b over 2a, which is minus 2, you can see it here, and this whole expression is 17. So this is my canonical form or perfect square. If I'm going to do the other method, I regroup the x's together. I put coefficient of x squared in factor. So once I put the 3, I divide inside by 3. 3x squared divided by 3x squared minus 12x divided by 3 is minus 4x, then minus 5. Now what do? I put this 3, big parenthesis. Now I want to put square as we said before. And here I have minus, I close it, and then I have minus 5. I take coefficient of x, which is minus 4. I divide it by 2, I get what? Minus 2. So what do I get here? I will have x minus 2 square. Then I take this number, I square it outside with always minus. 2 squared is what? 4. Now I need to expand. So this time the parenthesis and 3 times 4, you're going to get 3x minus 2 squared minus 12, 3 times minus 4, minus 5, so it's minus 17, the same answer. Now if I want to solve it equal to 0, I take 17 to the other side and divide it by 3. If I remove the square, I put plus or minus. I have two solutions. I take, sorry, this was minus by mistake. So this is minus. I take the minus to the minus 2 to the other side. I'm going to get plus 2 here and plus 2 here. So if I want to factorize, I put a. A is a 3. I take these to this side. It will be minus 2 minus radical 17 over 3 and minus 2 plus radical 17 over 3. Let us take a third example. Here, a is 4, b minus 4, c is 1, b over 2a minus 4 over 2 times 4, so minus half, b squared minus 4ac, b squared is 16, minus 4 times 4 into 1. You can see this b squared minus 4ac 0. This whole expression is 0. Just I replace by b over 2a, which is minus half. So this is all 0. So I have this one. This is already a perfect square method because I don't have plus a number. So it's a square. Method 2, I take the x's together. As I said, I put coefficient of x squared in factor. So here I divide by 4. Here I divide by 4. I have this one. Then what do I do? Big parenthesis. Here I have x squared, always minus here, and then plus 1 outside. First of all, I take coefficient of x. The coefficient of x here is 1. I divide it by 2. And since it's minus, I put minus half. And this number always I square with minus outside. I'm going to get minus 1 over 4. So now I expand. I multiply here and then I multiply here. I'm going to get 4 into x minus half squared. 4 times minus 1 over 4 is minus 1. And I have plus 1 outside. I'm left with the same expression. If I want to solve f of x equal to 0, 0 over 4 is 0. If I remove the square, it's already 0. X is half. And if I want to factorize it, no need to factorize it because it's already factorized because it's a perfect square. So it's the same here. If you want to get rid of this half, you can split. This 4, you can use it as 2 times 2. The first 2, you multiply it in the first parenthesis, it will be 2x minus 2 over 2, 2x minus 1. And the second 2, you multiply it here, you're going to get 2x minus 1 squared. The last example, suppose you have this one. A is 2, b is minus 4, c is 5. b over 2a minus 4 over 2 times 2 is 4 minus 1. b squared minus 4ac, if you do it, it will be 16 minus 4, 2 times 5. You're going to get negative number. Negative number, it means we cannot factorize it nor solve it f of x equal to 0. You're going to see why. We replace this number here and we replace this number here. We're going to get, we must divide this number by 4. When you divide it by 4a, by 8, you're going to get what? Minus 3. So if you replace it here, we're going to get that expression. And here, if you're going to do it step by step, we put 2 in factor. We divide each one by 0, by 2. 2x squared divided by 2 is x squared. 4x divided by 2 is minus 2x. Now what do I do? As usual, I do this expression. I have minus, I put minus. If I have a plus, I put a plus. I put square minus this number and plus 5 outside. So as I said, you have two methods. Either you apply it directly or you do this one. Depends on the question you have to do it step by step or to do the formula. If now coefficient of x here is 2, I divide 2 by 2, it's 1. You square this number outside, it will be also 1. Now I distribute. So 2 times this parenthesis and 2 times minus 1 is minus 2 plus 5. So you're going to get plus 3. Now if I want to solve f of x equal to 0, if you take the 3 to the other side, it will be minus 3. And then you divide it by 2. As you can see, here equal to 0. You're going to get square equal negative number. Impossible. So can we factorize it? No, we cannot factorize it. I hope that you got the equation of second degree, how to write it in canonical form, how to factorize, and how to solve f of x equal to 0. See you tomorrow in class. Thank you for listening.